Okay, we got Mr. Philly Fingers coming into the booth. Philly Fingers. Mr. Fingers, how are you doing, sir?
Tired. Extremely tired.
Well, it has been a long day. You were here since 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah, it's been quite a long day, and I know that right now you're probably just thinking about bed.
Well, that and all the missed shots. It's quite a few that I'm going to be up at night thinking about. Why did I go for that shot?
Well, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make it a little bit better.
Okay, good.
At least you look good doing it.
You're damn right. You're damn right. And that's all I got going. You're damn right.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your one pocket because
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
the score.
It was horrible.
Well,
It was a shot.
I was surprised.
I was very surprised.
I know Shane just learned how to play one pocket.
And so did I just now.
Right. So whenever I see two individuals going at the same game that they just learned, I expect it to be fairly even,
Yes.
But it wasn't that way.
No.
Yeah. What happened? I'm sure you must have picked up on something while you were playing with him.
You know what? It was really, I think, came down to the positioning of the balls.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just learning the game right now on the fly.
Right.
Trying to wrap my head around where should that cue ball be.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of, like, say, if you're doing a two-way shot.
Right.
Like,
right.
obviously you want to make a ball in a pocket.
Right.
But even when you can't do that, where would have been the best place to be? So I think that's where I messed up the most, because a lot of my shots where I missed, it wasn't about the miss. It was about I left him in a perfect opportunity so that he could sink it in his corner.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you kept on setting him up.
I kept setting him up, and even when I was trying to move balls closer to my pocket,
Right.
I may have achieved that, but in the process, I still left the cue ball in a better position for him, and then he was
Favorable
able
for
to
him.
just knock a few out. The concept of trying to play safe in this game, very tricky. I did not get a chance to really grasp that as you can play safe in straight pool. It's a lot easier.
Yes. Yes.
So where, like, the safe, like, where do you put it, right? Where do you put it where he can't kick at it, bank at it, bring it back closer to his region, to his pocket area?
Right.
So I think that was the part where I just was struggling. And it's also at the end of the day, I think maybe I would have done a little better if we started with one pocket. I know my legs and my back started to give out. I'm like, I'm missing easy shots now.
Well, I'm telling you this, but most of the individuals that play in this event, when it comes to straight pool and one pocket, they don't want to see it. They especially the one pocket. They just want to get it over and done with.
Oh.
But the one pocket is just as important as anything else.
No,
because,
I like the game. The
Yeah.
game was very interesting.
because you earn as much points as the others. Because
Yes.
each rack is 5 points, so you still go to 25.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's just as important. But the difficult thing about it is what you mentioned before, grasping. Well, how do you play the safe
Right.
and stop him from playing at the same time? It's something that you have to learn. You can't just watch a couple of videos and come in and
No,
it doesn't work that way.
And when you're learning it on the fly, you're right there in the table.
Right.
But start at the beginning, though. What about the break? It's a brand new game with a whole different type of break. And what is that right break? What is that proper break?
Right.
Right. So,
Right.
especially when you're playing it for the very first time, just like when somebody plays straight pool for the first time, they got to learn that
Right.
straight pool break, right? So, I still don't know what the proper or the best maybe one pocket break is. So I was just kind of fishing there. Just
And it's so amazing that that even in this game, the break is so vital.
oh yeah, I think in all of them, yeah.
And I've said this so many times to players in the league. I said, you ignore the break and you take it for granted. But if you just realized how important the break is to your overall game, right? That it can propel you from one level to the next just by having a good break.
Consistent break.
When I say good break, I just don't mean knocking around the ball. I mean breaking consistently with control.
Right.
You know?
And especially in this one pocket game, I think that's where it hurt me. Where straight pool, the break is pretty straightforward and fundamental. Got that 10 ball, pretty straightforward. But in
Right.
this one, being a new game, I wasn't sure where to hit it exactly, what English to give it, and unfortunately, when I was breaking, I was actually giving him better ball position,
Right.
where should have been giving myself better ball position.
Okay, that's what you mean.
Like, do you hit the first ball in what area with any English from what angle? Where do you
Right.
set? So again, not knowing any of that and just blindly saying, "Hey, let me just go break these." I was kind of doomed from the start because my breaks were pretty bad, and it was setting him up. And then add that to the fact that he's a great shooter and he's moving the balls around.
And he's moving, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're leaving everything out in the open. All he has to do is pocket it. You're not the only person who feared this type of score that you got. Actually, I think you're the second individual, because this doesn't cut. You're the second individual. And looking over my shoulder here, a good friend of mine, Clayton Webster, and he was one of the favorites to go into tomorrow. Might not even make it to tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes, if he doesn't find a way to get a 1 or 2 racks, I don't. It looks very grim.
Well, when will we know?
You're gonna know
Final?
as soon as you're finished.
As soon as they're done.
Yes,
right?
as soon as we're
Cool.
finished.
Are you posting these or
The results?
Yeah.
No,
like,
we're
how
not
would-
posting the results.
Oh, so we should stay and to find
Yeah,
out. Okay.
It's gonna be done in 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're tallying it right here.
Oh, okay. So that's all live. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon,
So
as soon as we get it.
can you give a little secret here? Can you give a little secret to the mysterious break when it comes to one pocket?
Okay,
What
so
a better break is, where you should have stand, where you should break from.
well, how I was taught is you come one diamond off the rail, and you try to hit the second ball in such a way that you push.
Second ball.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes.
Okay.
You push the balls over to one side. You understand?
Yes.
Now, if you hit it incorrectly, you'll scratch. So you have to make sure that there's a little spin on that
So
ball.
second ball,
tops it.
almost like an 8-ball break, where you're trying to hit that second ball.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. See, that I
Absolutely.
wasn't aware of. So that I kept breaking head ball.
No, second ball. Right? And after that, basically is trying to get as many balls over to your
Right.
side as some players, what they try to do, they'll see one particular ball and they'll try to go at it and try to get it into your pocket, but it's a lot smarter to try to just push all the balls over
Right.
there.
And just start
'Cause-
moving
yeah.
them over. And
All right, because where a good player could take out a ball and prevent you from sinking it, he can't take out all the balls.
no.
So if you have 1 or 2 or 3 balls over there, he's going to have to be very imaginative to move all of them.
Right.
And you just want to continue pushing balls over to your side until you pocket the required amount. Now, if it gets to a point where you just can't do that, then you try pushing balls up table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I did
Yeah.
notice that. That was one of the main things I saw Shane do. Was like he could have had a pocket hanger, even 2 in his region,
Right.
and still not going for those. He was still maneuvering more balls and trying to get more of them
Right.
in there. So, whenever I could, I would take those pocket hangers of his and try to block
Right.
them out, knock
Right.
them out. So then, that's another thing that was something to consider, right? How long do you leave the pocket hangers there before capitalizing on them, using them to better position yourself for the next shot?
Right.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of
And
stuff.
and,
to
and
think
when you
about.
play a safe, try to block him from actually seeing your pocket hanger,
Yes.
so he can't take it out.
Which
things
he
like-
did. There was a few times where he knocked them in for me on purpose, right?
Right.
And it benefited him in the long run.
Especially if he knocks it in and scratches behind it, you don't get that ball. It gets spotted, and he owes a ball.
Yes.
That's very smart, because in a hill situation, let's say you both need one ball,
Right.
and you have a ball in the pocket, right? If he knocks it in and scratches behind it,
Well, I kept owing balls.
you
Believe
don't
me.
you don't get that ball.
No, you don't.
So he takes you out of the running that way, and it can be it's a thinking game.
It is.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, and that's what I liked about it. There's a little chess play in there, right? Similar to whether it's straight pool or 8-ball, where there's that little chest and you're maneuvering your pawns around.
Right.
Yeah. No, definitely a fun game.
Yeah.
A long game.
Yeah,
but a fun
it's
game.
over.
Well, one thing to get used to that threw me in the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
was you're not calling anything,
Right.
right? So the whole slop thing
Yeah.
counts. That threw me off in the beginning because
Used to
I'm
call
so
it.
drained and drilled into like calling,
Yeah.
calling.
Yeah. It
That-
seems kind of odd playing in Mega and not calling it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt
I know.
weird that I'm not. But even like when you're doing the saves, right? So I'm so trained and programmed to call my saves,
Right.
and in this case, it's nope, don't have to call it. So it took a little while getting used to that. I don't know if that's good or bad. If that's gonna start some bad habits for when I am supposed to call it, and I'm like, all right, I don't call it.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Which is a good thing you didn't stream my game because nobody wanted to see that. That was a debacle.
Well, I think they had enough of you the other day. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
It was all over the place.
Yeah, it wasn't a match you would learn from. Not only would you not learn, you'd forget things you used to know.
Oh my God. Well, we're glad to have had your presence here.
Likewise.
You know, my hope is that you gain some experience.
Oh, totally. I think
And-
anyone who participates in these things, and I think everyone should, who
Yeah.
can, because it's a great format. There is no way to get better if you don't play better people.
I believe that too.
And everyone here who is obviously a lot better than me, I can honestly say that either by watching them or hearing them,
Yeah.
and you know, and seeing what they do, and sometimes some of them even just told me outright,
Yeah.
you just can't help but learn something.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
And some of the best teachers is failure, right? So when you miss at something or fail at something, but you see what went wrong, and then you see how someone else actually achieves it, how they do it,
Yeah.
you pick up on it, right? So why didn't that shot work for me? But then you see someone else do it, then you see,
Right.
oh, that's what they did differently that I didn't do.
Right.
So I noticed a lot of that today in a couple of my other matches, like the 10 ball and match was very, very eye opening.
Yeah.
I actually won more 10 ball matches today than I think I've ever won, which is kind of surprising. I'm usually not that good at 10 ball.
Well, so let me see.
I think I won 12.
You won
Yeah,
12?
Yeah.
Oh. Call shot, call safety. I know a lot of people looking forward to the 8 ball. 8 ball is a game that they always look forward to.
Well, you know what it is? It's the most common. It's the oldest, played in bars, played everywhere. It's a very traditional game.
Right.
The only negative I have for 8 ball is that there's 1,000,001 different rules for it, right? Everywhere you go,
Yeah.
from bar to bar, town to town, city to city, and I've been all over, right?
Yeah.
You can't walk into a bar and they don't have house rules, different rules.
Yes.
So it does mess with your head a little bit, unless you're always playing by the same standardized,
Right.
kind of rules.
Right.
But it's a fun game. I think it's the most common that everyone knows. It's very similar to black ball, right? So I think everyone loves that game.
Yeah.
9 ball too, I was very eager to play, but 7 ball is actually, which I almost never get to play because no one plays it. I was really looking forward to playing 7 ball.
That's a very interesting one. And how we do it is just like the pros. If you miss, it's ball in hand,
Right,
right? And you get one safety per rack.
right.
You know.
I'm familiar with you'll call everything, but you have to make the 7 on your half of the
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
We're
so that's easy.
we're still amateurs.
Oh, stop
You know?
it.
I think with the one pocket, everyone wants to just forget about the one pocket. So when they come to the other
But now they
format-
get 3 though. They get 3. You're giving them 2 more. It's like they
Yeah.
should welcome that. They should definitely welcome that.
I think he wants to challenge you.
I think he does.
You know.
How much you got on you?
And I
Ooh.
think being that he's saying that you don't shoot that well,
Yeah.
he's willing to give you a very, very big spot.
He should give me a massive spot. Yeah.
Well, it's only 7 on 20. You work with that?
He's got to give a little bit more than that. He's got to give him a little bit more than that.
But 9 on 20? 9 on 20. 9 on 20.
No tripling. No tripling. No tripling. No.
Philly, thank
he's
you so
fine.
much for coming by,
Yes,
right?
thanks.
And good luck. When are we going to see you back down here?
Hopefully next season. It's been a very, very, very busy year so far.
Okay, well,
But hoping to get back into it.